Dan Campbell says he wished he had a more meddling owner. Hello, everyone. My name is Derek, and welcome back to Detroit Lions Syndicate. You already know what we do on this channel. We talk all things about your favorite team, the Detroit Lions. So join the Syndicate by subscribing to the YouTube channel and ringing that notification bell for all videos. Before we get started on this video, I would like to let everyone know that we have a new Syndicate launching 2 weeks from today, June 27th, and it is a NFC North division rival. We will be introducing the Minnesota Viking Syndicate, and how fitting that the first Syndicate division rival is in the NFC North. So I have a feeling that we're gonna complete the NFC North before we do the rest of the division. Although it's not really relevant to this channel, I wanted to let everyone know that we are up to 4 Syndicate channels, 4 down, 28 to go. So I look forward to having many conversations with the new NFC North Syndicate. Dan Campbell is in his second year as Detroit Lions head coach, and he says that he wished that Sheila Ford was meddled more a bit than she does. Now, we all know what meddling owners can do to our organization. We have probably the first one that comes to mind is Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is probably the most obnoxious meddling owner that we've seen in the National Football League in probably the last 40 years. This guy has to have his hands in everything. Now, if you look, when it comes to the NFL draft room, in most cases, you see the coach and the general manager front and center for the draft. But in the Dallas Cowboy case, you see Jerry Jones. He's at the center of attention. He's making all the calls. Basically, things go the way he wants them to go. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Jerry has a few Super Bowls under his belt, but if you ask Dallas Cowboy fans, which I have no love for, 2014, if you ask Dallas Cowboy fans, they're screaming because it's been 25 whole years, a quarter century, that they have not won the Super Bowl. And in part, they blame meddling owner Jerry Jones. I must admit, after what happened with her dad and her mom, and knowing that Sheila had something to do with the firing of Jim Caldwell and the hiring of Matt Patricia, that was during the time she was being groomed to take over for her mom. I must admit that she had to earn my respect. I remember when she made the letter to fans in 2019, I scoffed at it because it was much of the same thing. We had seen this before. I wanted to know if she was going to act, and she did. She did something that hadn't been done since Steve Mariucci. She fired Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia mid-season. That was when my respect for her really began to grow. She doesn't seem as involved as her father was when it came to decision-making for the Lions. He had like a little Jerry Jones in him as well. Sheila plays the owner role as you're supposed to, from afar, making financial decisions, but letting the football guys do the football work. The guys that she hired to do their job, get out of their way and let them do that. Now, Sheila says she did want a receiver. She got a little antsy in the 2021 draft. And I remember Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell kind of telling her to relax a little bit, that it's a guy on the board that we got our eye on, and that guy was Amon-Ra. But Dan Campbell feels like Sheila could meddle just a bit more. Via SI.com. Listen, it's hard for me to say anything negative about the Ford family. They obviously gave me the opportunity, but they also, when you're a head coach, all you can ask for is that they're going to give you the resources and support that you can do what you need to do as the head coach and the GM. And they allow us to do that. I think it's a recipe for good things to happen. So having her around is big. I'll ask for her input too. The last thing she wants to do is ever feel like she's butting in, and sometimes I wish she would butt in. We're a year later, and I couldn't ask for anything better than her for an owner. I trust her, and she's one of the people that I want to win for. That's actually a big deal coming from Coach Dan Campbell, because as Detroit Lions fans, we know how hard we've been on the Ford organization. But I'll tell you what we haven't heard since Dan Campbell took over, and really since Sheila Ford took over. When Sheila first got here, we're a little skeptical. But since she hired Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, we have not really heard more of the sell the team. Seems like the sell the team days are over now. There's a lot of fans that still feel that way. I used to feel that way as well. But like I said, in her time as Detroit Lions owner, taking over for her mom, she has earned my respect by backing up what she said she was going to do. Firing Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia after what was a lack of a competitive season, taking her time to hire the right guy, getting the right people in here, and she's even trying to make amends with Calvin Johnson. That's a big deal. We need him in this organization the same way we needed Barry all those years ago. So let me know in the comments below, how do you feel about Dan Campbell's thoughts on Sheila Ford, wishing she would meddle a bit more? I think what he's trying to say is that he would like to hear from her a bit more because he wants to win for her. He wants to win for this organization, for the city. So he would value her input a little more. I think that's what he's trying to say. But let me know how you feel about those things in the comments below. My name is Derek. This is Detroit Lions Syndicate. We are on our way to 4,000 subs, trying to get there by the end of this month. We're about halfway through the month, and we got about 250 or so subs to go. So if this is not your first time here and you've been watching the channel, consider subscribing. If you are a returning viewer, I appreciate you. And the new viewers, I appreciate you as well. We have 90 days until the Lions take the field. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself, and as always, go Lions.